Good morning, South Carolina. I am Tammy Newman, the Director of Communications and Public Relations for your South Carolina High School League. Thank you so much for joining us today as we will meet some very special team representatives from all of our finalist teams competing this week in our state football championships. And before we get started, I'd just like to make special mention of some of our partners that have made it all possible. We'd like to thank our Carolina Panthers, also Lexington Medical Center, and Experience Columbia. I'll talk a little more about them and what they have to offer later on. But right now, we want to introduce Commissioner Jerome Singleton as he has his own greeting for each and every team.
Thank you, Ms. Newman. On behalf of the South Carolina High School League, I'd like to say to you, congratulations. You've had a successful season, and I know you've completed a fun season. Please take the time to enjoy the experience and treasure the moments. You are our ambassadors. We know that you will represent the league well. Thank you for doing what you do so well. Again, congratulations, and enjoy the press conference and the contest. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Singleton. We are ready to get started. And again, thank you to our sponsors and thank you, all of our viewers watching and our team representatives that have made this possible. We're going to go through some introductions and get started with the questions. First up, well, you know what? Before we get started with introductions, I just want to run down a couple of facts about these teams that are here. All of these teams here have some kind of tie or maybe not to previous championships. Last championship appearances for each school. 2020, we had Daniel and Camden. 2017, we had Southpointe. 2015, we had Silver Bluff. 2007, we had Beaufort. And first time ever appearance, Collegiate. So congratulations again. And now we can meet our representatives. Representing our Class 2A competitors, we have Silver Bluff High School and Collegiate. That game will be at 7 p.m. this Friday. We have Coach D'Angelo Bryant from Silver Bluff. He has with him two seniors and the team captains, Corey Heath, and also Jaden Mcleod. And from Collegiate, we have Coach Adam Holmes. We also have KZ Adams and Alec Johnson, both seniors. Welcome. And from our Class 3A competition, we'll have Daniel High versus Camden High. That will be this Friday at 2 p.m. From Daniel High, we have Coach Jeff Frooster. And with him, he has two seniors, Jaheim Lawson and Trent Pierman. And representing Camden High, Coach Brian Rimpf. And he has senior Tevin Ely. And our youngest participant today, a sophomore, Grayson White. And our Class 4A competition will be Southpointe versus Beaufort. And representing Southpointe, we have Coach Devontae Holloman. And seniors, Xavier McCrory and Quan Peterson. And representing Beaufort, we have Coach Bryce Libran and seniors Alvin Wilson and Tyler Haley. All right, well, good morning, everyone. So grateful to have you here and hope everyone had a delightful Thanksgiving break and time to rest up and get a good workout for this week's competition. We're ready to get started. I'm going to ask our coaches a round of questions first, and then we'll hear from our student athletes. And I will start this off with a question for Coach D'Angelo Bryant from Silver Bluff, representing 2A. Coach, did you expect to make it to the state finals so soon after taking over the football program at Silver Bluff?
Well, it was always a vision. And, I think to come into a place like Silver Bluff and to have anything lower than those type of expectations would probably not be the best thing for me and for this program, and also for this community that's so filled with pride and tradition. So this always have been something, that we have worked towards. And then, just within a 4-year tenure, we've been able to get there with some great senior leadership.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. And let's see. Our next question will be for Coach Brewster from Daniel High School. Coach, you're facing the same opponent that you had in 2020. How did you prepare differently for this 2021 competition?
Well, for us, it was just a matter of being grateful, very grateful to have the opportunity to play football, considering what we were dealing with health factors. So we're just very fortunate to be in this position. Looking forward to a great matchup.
Okay, and our next question will go to Southpointe's coach, Devontae Holloman. How ironic that you are playing a team, that you're playing Beaufort, where you were once the coach. Can you explain your relationship now with Coach Libran?
We've had a great relationship from working together, and we've helped each other out over the course of the season. He's done a great job to came to Southpointe and continue with Beaufort in the right direction. And here we are in the championship. But, at the same time, I'm happy to be here at Southpointe with a great group of seniors who have been motivated all season to get us here. And here we are, excited for Thursday.
Thank you. And from Great Collegiate, Coach Holmes, how did playing teams in higher classifications better prepare you for this week's matchup?
Well, just Tammy, it looks, just our guys, go out and try to prepare every single week. You play guys like, Camden that's sitting here playing for a state title, and Gaffney who's playing for a state title. We just knew that this season was going to be tough. We play in a very tough region. 2A football is very, very good. You were playing an undefeated Silver Bluff team who's another great football team. So hopefully playing teams like those that we played in our non-conference will help us, into a big time game like we'll be in this Friday.
Okay, thank you. And from Camden High School, Coach Remp, after the title game last season, did you expect to meet up with Daniel once again?
Well, we knew Daniel was going to be there. Coach Brewster and I texted after the game last year. Just, I congratulated him on the win, and he congratulated us on our season. We lost 15 starters last year. Our goal was to get to this point, was to play in this game. I actually texted him that I hope we get to that point, because I know you'll be there. And sure enough, here we both are. I don't know how often there are rematches in state finals, but we've got one this year. Looking forward to going against a great Daniel team, undefeated. They've had a tremendous season. We know we got our work cut out for us, but we were certainly excited to be here. And it was a goal to be here, and our guys were able to reach that goal.
All right, thank you. And from Beaufort High School, Coach Libran, can you describe or give us your opinion of your relationship with Coach Holloman?
It's great. We talk a good bit kind of throughout the year, just kind of texting each other and sometimes just bouncing ideas off each other, and have a great relationship. Obviously, one of the big reasons I came to Beaufort was to work with him, and so owe him a lot. And so it's a great relationship, and looking forward to this week, and kind of neat to get to be down on the field with him for a state championship game, and just excited about the opportunity for our kids and for their kids too.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for opening up, everyone, and getting us going. So now we're going to hear from some of our student athletes. And again, these questions are at random, and we're not going in any particular order. So we will start with from Daniel, Jaheim Lawson. What will you do different, or do you perceive that you'll do better this year during the state finals?
Be more of a leader, be more talkative on Friday, try to lead more, try to lead the team a lot more. And that's about it.
Okay, great. And from Beaufort, Tyler, what was your biggest obstacle making it to state finals? Yours personally or for the team?
For the team, the schedule that we put together this year is really strong, and I thought we did a great job handling that, playing teams like Benedictine, and coming out with wins from those games.
All right, great. Thank you. And from Silver Bluff, Jaden Mcleod, can you elaborate on how being a team captain, as well as your relationship with the head coach, can you tell us how that affected your leadership and your performance this year?
Really, we just had to get together, and we all knew we had one goal, so we had to focus to get where we at now. Yeah, about it.
Okay. And Alec Johnson, what is your message for your fans? What is your message for the team fans this week?
Just to come out, show team spirit, travel, come Benedict, we're playing that, just keep us in the game, keep us motivated, keep playing.
All right, thank you, Alec. And next we will hear from Trent Pierman from Daniel. Do you think Coach Fruiter changed or altered his coaching style any this year? And if so, how? And if not, why? Why do you think he may not have changed?
Who? One more time, please. Sorry.
Do you think Coach Fruiter changed his coaching style this year?
Coach Frew, he's been the same throughout my high school career. He's always been a leader, a very strong speaker. And whether that he changes maybe a little things, because he got change every year, whether that's scheme wise, but I think our goal was to make it to the state, and we're here, and that's what we just got to finish.
All right, thank you. And Alvin Wilson from Beaufort, was there a particular moment this season that you had an aha moment where you thought, we're going to state, we can definitely do this, and we're headed to state? What was that moment for you?
Definitely when we played Benedictine, because there was a good team in Georgia. So I felt like if we beat them, we could beat anybody in South Carolina.
All right, thank you. And from Silver Bluff, Corey Heath, there's been a lot of online, I guess, chatter and just notice from the community to where Silver Bluff has had a lot of, have been known to be both athletically sound, but also academically strong. Can you elaborate on that? Like the advice, I guess, that you get from the coaching staff or your teachers there at Silver Bluff? What do you think makes your team just as athletically and academically strong?
Well, all our coaches, they're really strong on academics, because you got to be able to play at the next level with good grades. And I think our team GPA is like a 3.01. I think that's right. And I feel like our teachers, they kind of play a strong role, and they want us to do the best we can.
All right, thank you so much. And next question for KZ Adams from Gray. This is your team's first appearance at the state championship game. What will that mean to you personally, and what will that mean for the community?
It's great. It feels great. Just to be here, and we've been working so hard just to get here, and we put in the time and the effort, all in this, summer and stuff like that. And great for this, this school, like basketball won some championships, it's time for some football, so that's the only thing that's on my mind, is getting the football one.
All right, thank you. And for our youngest participant this morning, Grayson White from Camden. You are the youngest panelist today. what do you think sets you apart from your older, more experienced teammates?
I don't think really anything does. I got the same coach and same teammates around me, and they all help me out. And it's really them who sets me apart and makes me look better than I actually am.
All right. Thank you, Grayson. And next, Xavier, you are from Southpointe. You're one of the team captains, one of the leaders for Southpointe. Can you describe your leadership style?
I lead my team through my voice and my actions. I tell them every day we got to be disciplined. We got to have effort and our attitude to help us win out through the game, and we got to be coachable.
All right. Thank you so much. And let's see, we're going to go back to Jaden Mcleod from Silver Bluff. Can you tell us what you have done personally that has improved your performance this year?
Honestly, just working harder. I know that I wanted to be at Benedict in December. So not just me, but me and my team, we all worked way harder than last year so that we could be at Benedict this week.
All right. Great. Thank you so much. And we're back to our coaches. Let me get some questions in here for our coaches. Coach Brewster, you've played some tough teams. Who do you think this season gave you the biggest challenge?
I would say all of them. Every team that we faced this season came with its own set of challenges within their matter of play. So, we tried to do a great job of scheduling tough opponents to help shape our trip to where we are now. And so hopefully that's exactly what we got. And I think all of our opponents helped give us some great challenges on our way to landing to today.
All right. Thank you. And a question for Tevin Ely. Winning, I think last week you won against Dylan, and that placed you back in the finals. How will you play even better this week to bring home the state championship?
Just playing my heart out, honestly. It'll mean the world to bring another championship to Camden.
Okay, thank you. And Coach Holloman from Southpointe, having played for a state championship as a player and now as a coach, which one do you think is more exciting for you?
Definitely the coaching aspect. Just seeing the boys progress over the past couple of years, particularly my quarterback. We pulled up film of him in his freshman year, sophomore year, seeing how far they've come, how hard they've worked to get to this point. We hope to win the game and celebrate for them, just seeing the hard work pay off.
All right. And let's see, from Beaufort, Alvin, what have you learned from your coach this year? What's the biggest lesson you've learned from your coach?
Probably to work. Go hard every play. Don't take no plays off. Like this season, we really talked about every play is 5 seconds, and play that 5 seconds to the best of your ability.
And same question for KZ Adams from Gray Collegiate. What have you learned? What is the biggest lesson you've learned from Coach Holmes?
It's about being a family. You know what I mean? He preached about being a family, just also academics too, but like just having that brotherhood, everybody just come in and buying in and everybody, giving that effort every single day and trying to get better every single day. That's what I really learned from. I learned from that, it don't cost nothing to be mean. Just little stuff like that, you know what I mean? And, just everything about the man is great, you know what I mean? Probably the best coach I had, just growing up and playing football. So, big props to him.
All right. And Coach Libran, what is your team's strongest skill set when playing up against under pressure, excuse me?
I think the thing that I love about this team the most is that they just don't panic. They get in tough spots. They You know, they get in tight games and they just kind of keep punching and they play together as a team. And, you know, and that's kind of what's brought us to this point is that they just kind of stick together and just keep working. And so I think that's probably the best, you know, attribute that this team has.
All right, thank you. And Coach Bryant from Silver Bluff. Let's see, do you think that the competition between Silver Bluff and Gray Collegiate, do you think it's one of the most evenly matched games that we're going to see this week?
Well, I certainly think that it has its merit. You know, they have some tremendous talent on that side, both sides of the football. Great coaching staff, guys that you can see on film that really take advantage of opportunities, and obviously the schedule and everything that they've had speaks for itself. So we're certainly looking forward to a great challenge, and we feel like you know, these two teams that are in the state championship, Gray and Silver Bluff, are the two best teams in 2A.
All right. And Coach Brent, what have you learned from your team this year?
Just how resilient they are. You know, like I mentioned earlier, we expected, our goal was to be in this position, but we didn't expect to have the kids playing that we have now in this position. Had a lot of injuries this year, as most people have. You play this long, you know, week 15 of the year, you're going to go through some obstacles and some trials. But our guys have just pushed through it. They've been resilient. It didn't matter who was playing, what position they were playing, because we've had a number of guys out of position all year. It just didn't matter to them. They were going to go out there. They're going to play hard. You know, the experience we've got from games earlier in the season, from some tough opponents, we certainly think has helped us through the playoffs and to get to this point. You know, we've been down in some games and have had to come back. And again, the kids just have been so resilient, just pushed through and played as well as they could play. And here we are playing for it all on
Friday. Same question, Coach Holmes. What do you think that you've learned? What's the biggest lesson you've learned this season in particular?
Well, I think it's just kind of what Casey mentioned on just the difference in this team and what we've had in years past is just the brotherhood and the camaraderie that this team has. You know, these two guys right here are 4-year starters, so they've been in the program for 4 years. We've got 15 seniors, and probably half of those have been 4-year guys for us that have been at the varsity level. So just these guys playing together and coming up. And, you know, we've had goals from the beginning to, you know, everybody wants to get to a state title. And last year we made it to upper state title, and our goal this year was to, you know, try to take that next step. And we were able to do that, you know, by making it to upper state final and beating a good Newberry team. So again, just proud of these guys and the work they've put into it. And then again, having a great matchup with Silver Bluff, another undefeated team. I think that, you know, all these matchups that you're going to see in the state championship over this weekend is just going to be, you know, exciting to watch.
Right. Thank you. And Tyler from Beaufort, can you share with us your favorite overall memory of this season?
My favorite memory probably has to be winning this lower state championship. It was just awesome bringing it back to Beaufort. You know, it's been so long. That was probably my favorite memory.
Okay. And same question for Jaheim Lawson from Daniel.
My favorite memory was it was 2 years ago. We were playing Rand High School. I don't know if you know who that is, but it was probably like 3 seconds left, and a backup quarterback had came in the game and threw a go route, and we had won with like 3 seconds left.
Wow. Okay. Thank you. And Coach Bryant, can you tell us, was there anything that you did differently this year with this particular team than you've done in the past? Something that you may have added to your coaching style or regimen?
I think I just, you know, personally just a little bit more consistent this year, try to be a little bit more intentional. But to be honest with you, you know, we have such a great group of leaders. The program is really to the point where it's kind of running itself. The expectations, the standards of the program is really kind of taking care of itself. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's something that I personally did differently versus what is really just kind of going on around the program.
Okay, great. And our next question for Corey. Corey, your coach has mentioned a couple of times about the leadership of the team, and you being one of the team captains and leader, and he stresses leadership. Tell us, how did you prepare for this season as a team leader and a team captain?
Over the summer, I just kept keeping our guys' heads up through the conditioning and all, and in the weight room, and keeping everybody positive. So that way we got to our first game, we know what we had to do to get here.
All right, thank you. And let's see, our next question, Coach Remp. This was one of our active media gentlemen sent this in, and he says, going back to the game last season, what were your thoughts on Trent Pierman, and what have you seen on film from the team this season in terms of continued development?
Well, we thought it was a good quarterback last year. I think one of the things that he proved right in the game last year was how accurate he is as a passer, and also showed a great ability to extend plays and to get out of trouble. There's a couple times in the game last year we had him in the backfield, almost wrapped up for a sack. He got out of it. On one of them, first touchdown of the game, he got out and threw a touchdown pass. He's a very accurate passer, really good football player, just kind of a guy that just seems to be heady. His dad's a coach. He's got a lot of knowledge of football. I actually saw his dad this summer at Clemson camp, and I was trying to convince him that he needed to move and go to another school, so I took Trent with him so we wouldn't have to play him this year. He didn't move. He's still at Clemson, so now we got to play him again. But great quarterback, great team. Coach First does a really good job with those guys up there, and it'll be a big challenge for us this Friday.
All right. And our next question for Quan Peterson from Southpointe. At what point this season did you believe that Southpointe would be in the state championship?
At summer workouts, like the first day. I already knew we was going to state.
Okay, and what advice do you plan on giving your team this week prior to walking on the field?
I don't think we need no advice, to be honest.
All right. Thank you. Okay, and before we close out, we're going to have each of our coaches kind of give an overview of their opponent. Okay, so we're going to start with Coach Bryant from Silver Bluff. Give us your thoughts on opponent Gray Collegiate and what it'll take to win.
Gray has the total package. Big up front, physical up front. They move very well. Tackle really well. And then obviously, having a great running back in KZ, really says a lot for that team. He really makes that team go. Very special young man, and kudos to you, KZ, for the accomplishments that you've had this season. Coach Holmes is a fantastic coach. Does a good job of putting those guys in position to make plays. So we certainly have a challenge upon us on Friday, and we're looking forward to that challenge, and good luck to Gray Collegiate as well.
Thank you, Coach. And Coach Holmes, can you give us your overview of Silver Bluff?
Well, I think really, Tammy, that our teams kind of really mirror each other. They're just what Coach Bryant said about our guys. They're big up front, very physical on both sides of football. They have a great running back as well, a younger guy in the Dunbar kid that really runs hard. A lot of athletes. Their quarterback does a great job. They have an H-back that's big and physical. They're aggressive on defense. I know they've held opponents to scoreless games, and many opponents. Obviously, been an undefeated team as well. So again, they just do a great job. Coach Bryant has done an amazing job going back to his hometown and getting those guys right. So again, we're just excited about this matchup. I think that, like I said earlier, all these matchups are going to be great, but I think our game in Silver Bluff is going to be a very exciting game, and hope a lot of people get to come out and watch us on this Friday.
All right. Thank you so much. And moving to Class 3A, Coach Frooster, can you give us a rundown of Camden High?
Well, I think the first thing that you notice is these guys don't give up many points. You turn the film on and you're likely to see a lot of kickoffs, but not a lot of kick returns. And I think that tells you a lot about who this team is. you know, they seem to be a very mirror image of their leadership and Coach Remph. They're very disciplined, they play very hard, and they play very smart football. And so for them to work their way back to this point in this game as well as us, I think that speaks a lot about both teams and, you know, how much they give for not only one another, but for their leadership as far as coaching goes. So, you know, we look for a great effort from those guys, and we know how hard it's going to be to execute against such a stingy defense. And, you know, they keep the ball away from you with that ground and pound. So, you know, we know what kind of challenges we're going to face. We're just looking forward to Friday.
All right. Thank you so much. And Coach Remph, can you give us your overview of Daniel?
I think the best thing you can say about Daniel High School and Coach Firster is they know how to win. Their last loss is 2019. They've done a lot of winning in the last couple of years. They're prolific on offense, one of the best offenses in the state. That gets talked about a lot, but what doesn't get talked about a lot is their defense. Throughout the playoffs, they've done a great job of holding a lot of other good offenses to very few points. He's got his defensive end there with him, who's a dynamic player. They're good on both sides of the ball. They got they're great in the kicking game. I mean, it's what you'd expect from a defending state champion. It's what you expect from the upper state representative to be in the state championship game. I think it's a pretty neat matchup. Daniel and Camden have a history of playing in the playoffs. You know, we were able to do it last year, and hopefully we can do a little better on our end this year. But looking forward to the matchup. Should be another exciting one. Like I said earlier, I don't know how many times they get. There's been rematches in state finals, you know, the very next year. But this is a unique circumstance where there is one. Should be really fun. You know, us going against a great Daniel team.
All right. Thank you, Coach. And Coach Holloman from Southpointe, can you share your thoughts on Beaufort High School?
They're very disciplined, just like their coach. Very much so a reflection of their coach. They understand leverage well on defense. Two interior guys that can really, you know, mess with things up for your offense. And then offensively, they execute everything that they do. The quarterback makes good decisions with the football. The offensive line does a good job of blocking. And the running backs, you know, they find the holes and they're explosive. So we got to come to play our best game, and looking forward again to the matchup.
All right, thank you. And Coach Libran, can you give us your overview of Southpointe?
Yeah, you know, they're just got a lot of great players. Those two sitting with him right there are phenomenal players. I think the quarterback, you know, does a really good job of making decisions. You know, he's tough to bring down. He runs the offense well. He gets the ball where it's supposed to go. You know, I know their entire defensive backfield and including Quan is really good. They fly around, super athletic defensively, get off blocks well, get to where they want to get to. You know, offensive line wise, they're big. They open up holes for their running backs, and their backs do a really good job. And you know, they got a bunch of receivers that can go. So you know, they're a really great football team. They're coached really well, which is not surprising with Coach Holloman and those guys that he's brought on staff there. So it'll be a tough task for us, but we're excited about the opportunity.
Thank you so much for that. And thank all of you. Before we close, I just wanted to make mention again of our sponsors and supporters and partners that have made this press conference possible, as well as the championship games. Again, that is Experience Columbia, Carolina Panthers, and the Lexington Medical Center. For those that are coming into Columbia, I know we have a lot of teams that are, you know, from all parts of South Carolina. I'm just going to personally tell you to come early, stay late. There's so much to do in Columbia. And if you visit experiencecolumbiasc.com, you will find everything from outside of football, high school football, but there's lots of entertainment, restaurants, hotels, and things to do in Columbia. So we really welcome everyone to come early, you know, attend all the games starting Thursday and stay through Sunday. There's lots to do. But again, visit Experience Columbia. They've been a tremendous sponsor to the South Carolina High School League and all of our high schools this year, as well as the Lexington Medical Center. You know, we don't want anything to happen, but in case you ever, you know, need any kind of medical attention, we do ask that you make sure that Lexington Medical Center is the medical entity that you reach out to. They have made it just, ensured that our student athletes stayed safe this year and provided the best care, not only for student athletes, but the community at large. So again, keep them in mind. And of course, we all love our Carolina Panthers. They have been with us for many years now, and we just want to keep supporting them and their efforts in the NFL. And for those that have not purchased tickets yet, I want to remind you that the tickets are all digital. It's gofan.co, not .com, but GOFAN.co. Digital tickets will be available, so make sure that those are purchased through that site. Also, if you have any questions or anything about this week's Thursday, Friday, or Saturday games, please visit our website, and that's simpleschsl.org. There's a championship page link that has everything. It has links to the tickets, links to NFHS Network. If you're not able to make it to Benedict, Sinclair Broadcasting this year, they're broadcasting all 5 games. That's something that we hear about, every year, that we want all the games on TV. Well, this year Sinclair stepped up and all 5 games will be televised. Those channels are listed on our website. I will personally be putting them on social media as well. So if you can't make it to Benedict, you have the option to watch them on TV. And if you're away from a TV, but still have your cell phone or your laptop, you can still subscribe to NFHSnetwork.com, and it'll be live streamed there as well. So you got plenty of options to not miss a minute of any of the games this week. We just ask that you stay tuned to our social media and our website. We're updating, rapidly. And again, for our guest here, repeating the schedule for this week, we have this Thursday at 7 o'clock will be Southpointe versus Beaufort. That is our Class 4A competition. And on Friday, we have a 2 p.m. game, and that's Daniel versus Camden, Class 3A. And for Friday night lights, we have Class 2A, Silver Bluff versus Gray Collegiate. So you've got it all there. You've met some of the best representatives of this year's finals. We wish you the best of luck, and we hope to see you there. And just remember, sportsmanship matters. We hope that you all have a great day, and join us right back here at 11:30, where you have the chance to meet Class A and Class 5A team reps, where we'll discuss some of the championships going on Saturday. I'm Tammy Newman, telling everyone, have a great day, South Carolina.